Little Miss Splendid and the Present. Roger Hargreaves. Little Miss Splendid was going on a long holiday. For the 100th time she checked that she hadn't forgotten anything. "Splendid! I have all my most beautiful jewels and my very best shoes." For the 200th time she checked that her outfit was perfect. "Mirror, mirror on the wall, am I the most splendid of them all?" Of course the mirror didn't reply, but Little Miss Splendid was so enchanted by her reflection that she didn't notice. But before she went, Little Miss Splendid had one last thing to do. She had organised a grand farewell party and had invited all her friends. "A party," grumbled Mr. Uppity, as he arrived at Little Miss Splendid's home. "Does she think we will miss her? Not at all. Good riddance." While Little Miss Splendid checked for the 300th time that she was splendid, Mr. Greedy spotted the table of food. "This food is disgusting," sniffed Mr. Uppity rudely. "Would you like a cup of tea?" offered Mr. Tall. "Ordinary tea? Certainly not," snapped Mr. Uppity. Little Miss Splendid appeared in her grand doorway and addressed the crowd. "My dear friends, I am so sorry to be leaving you for a few days. It is the price one has to pay for fame. My beauty is known throughout the world, and it is my duty to let others admire it. Please don't shed a tear for me." "To help you manage without me, I have had a splendid idea. Over to you, Mr. Strong." Ta-da! Nobody was impressed. Little Miss Splendid was far too vain and needed to be taught a lesson. And Little Miss Magic had a plan. "More splendid!" commanded Little Miss Magic, and in a flash where the statue had once stood there was a mountain of miniature statues of Little Miss Splendid, and each one was identical. As you can imagine, Little Miss Splendid was furious that the statue she had designed had been changed. "Marvellous!" teased Mr. Tall. "This statue will make a perfect doorstop." "This will make an original garden gnome," chuckled Mr. Uppity, taking a miniature statue.
"I've been looking for a scarecrow,"
cried Mr. Small.
"At last the birds will stop stealing my strawberries."
"A doorstop, a garden gnome, a scarecrow!" shouted Little Miss Splendid. "Whatever next?" "Don't worry," giggled Little Miss Magic. "I have another idea. Double trouble!" she shouted. And double there was. One Little Miss Splendid to go on holiday and one to stay at home. "You look splendid," said Little Miss Splendid 1 to Little Miss Splendid 2. "Almost as splendid as me." Thank you for listening.